Yeah, and so I think that Michael and I think Walter, this might be our fourth or fifth episode, right, Michael, on M&A, because we keep wanting to see this happen, and every single time we have somebody on, we learn something new about why this is so difficult. But in some ways, it shouldn't be so difficult because there's clearly a need for this to happen in the market, not because anybody wants to see fewer universities. I think people see this as such a negative, M&A. We just want to have stronger colleges and universities in the end. And that's what M&A will do to a lot of institutions. So I'm kind of curious about what would you change in either, policy at the accreditation level, at the state level, at the federal level, or other pieces of the landscape to just make what seems to be a very stuck and long process just happen to, I think, achieve everybody's goal here, which is, again, I understand people think it's terrible. Oh my God, we're going to have fewer colleges and universities. Yes, we're going to have fewer colleges and universities, but don't you want what's left to be stronger? And if you just let colleges just go out of business, I'm not convinced, at least, that what is left will necessarily be stronger.
I have to tell you that we're starting to see what I would change. The current processes for mergers, acquisitions from the accrediting bodies, the current policies and procedures don't fit, because what we're seeing is something very different. Like there is a merger that's taking place in Iowa, which I'm sure you're aware, St. Ambrose University in Mount Mercy, Dr. Amy Nowak from St. Ambrose. They're a diocesan institution like we are. Mount Mercy, founded by a religious order, just like Ursuline, very similar. So Dr. David King and I have been talking with those two presidents and kind of learning from each other. I will tell you that with this particular merger with Gannon, we're crossing accreditation bodies. So Ursuline College, HLC accreditation, Gannon University, Middle States. Middle States has been extremely accommodating. They've recognized that their current policies and procedures don't fit. And the president of Middle States has said, okay, let's rethink what we're doing. Here's our published timelines. Here, they worked with us. And so the good news is we're seeing changes. I also want to give credit to HLC for rethinking policies and procedures. They want to stick to them and they want quality, hands down. But when you have set time meeting dates at certain times of the year, those meeting dates are based on an academic calendar. They don't meet business calendars, which means I need this done tomorrow. And you're telling me you don't have a meeting until 9 months from now. They're recognizing that. I have to give them credit. They've been extremely accommodating.
Well, and what you said is right. Like, no one's looking for lower quality. We want stronger institutions right at the table for students. Walter, huge thanks for coming on Future You and sharing the story. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. And I do want to tell you that we are actually ahead of schedule on complete merger. So we're scheduled to complete the merger June of 26. Originally, we were thinking it was going to be December. So Department of Education has said, we think this can happen. Ohio says, we think we can happen. We already received approval from Middle States and HLC. So it's moving in the right direction.
Terrific to hear. And thank you again.
You bet.